Okay, I'm Mr. Moore in Packaging Science, and this is about the PackExpo show, which opens Halloween Day in Chicago, and we want students to to give us ideas of how to design our booth. So I went to President Barker, and I said, President Barker, could I have $50 to give as a prize for the best booth design? And President Barker said, "Ha!" So, but I'm giving $50 of my own money for this, and that's so. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you a lot of schools in there. We'll have 19 schools there, so I'm going to show you booths from the other schools, and then show you what the booth we had at one time, and then we'll talk about the details of the design. But first, I'll show you these are what the booths look like at PackExpo. So it's just every school has the same exact booth. You have your name up here. You have some shelves. What we do is I just tell them we don't want any shelves. We get rid of the shelves. And then you have a podium. So there's RIT. And so some of them have put something there on the front of their counter, and we're thinking about that. I mean, we could do that. Some of them have a little banner of some type. A lot of them have their flag. We'll have our flag on the front of the booth. So, okay, they have some stuff there, and they hung stuff, so they covered up the back, and that's one of the ideas that I've had, is that we could we need space for things, so we could make space behind there. And this was our booth, and what happened was I got there my first year at Clemson. I did the booth, and I got up there at midnight Saturday night before the show opened. And the people next to us didn't show up. They weren't coming. And I saw a guy I'd known for many years, because I used to go to PackExpo, you know, started back in the 70s, or 60s maybe. But anyway, I gave him $20, and we knocked the wall out, and we had a double booth. And we got in big trouble. I got in big trouble, and could never do it again. So from now on, we're just going to have one booth. But you can see the differences. I mean, we try to look different and do something that really stands out. So basically, we're going to have this kind of booth. So we'll have our name up here, and when you email me, I'll give you details on how to enter the contest. But when you email me, I'll give you all these dimensions for everything, and the floor, the size of the floor space, and the dimensions for this podium and things like that. The basic elements are you have this back section here, you have a little bit of empty floor space, and then you have this podium. So what we want to do is to have, now this is the other thing, this is our logo, so to speak. I mean, we created this. This is not an official Clemson logo, and I also need to say this is not an official Clemson video, because I don't want the low quality of this to reflect on the university or packaging science. But so this is what we use for our logo. Now we're going to share the booth 50-50 with the Sunoco Institute of Package Design and Graphics. And I tried to find their logo, and never did really find a logo like we have ever. But that's it's in the Harris A. Smith building. That's where the Sunoco Institute is located. And this is behind Floor Daniel, and right next to Lee Hall, across that little side street from Lee Hall. So, but I could not find a logo, so you can look for something on the internet, or maybe we'll find something. But here's the main thing. We're going to have this podium here will be divided strictly into half. On this side will be Packaging Science, and on this side will be the Sunoco Institute. So we want something that, now we have to leave this sign like it is, because that's the standard show sign. You can't mess with that. And we can't really go above it. So we have to do something underneath it, or we could do something and just cover up this whole thing, and maybe make something that opens, so back behind here we could even walk back there and have shelves for students to put their book bags and coats and stuff like that. I'm really leaning toward that kind of design, so that we just cover up this, and the depth of this thing is not very much. The depth of this, where this wall is here. But to just completely cover this space up back here, and then we would use that space, and that way we would always have a clean look. We wouldn't have anything clutter, any book bags and coats and all that, which you got to have space for that, because it's cold up there and so forth. So then we would have, we want to have something here on the front of this thing. We could have things on the side of it. So, and that's the whole design. That's the whole design project, is to design something that says, it's going to say, all it's going to say up here is Clemson University. So we wanted to say though that we have Packaging Science and Sunoco Institute. It's a cohesive. We're very close together, but it's really two separate units. So you want to do that on this, whatever's back here, or well, on the whole thing here, and then something here, the same thing, maybe on the ends. That's up to you. So let's see. Well, that's about it. Now, again, I'm going to give you my email address. You have to email me to enter the contest. And this is not an email here, so you got to write this down somehow. bmore1@Clemson. So you let me know that you want to enter the contest, and then I will send you the booth specs, and I'll send you some more pictures and things, so you'll have that to work with. Deadline will be midnight, September 26th. That's a Sunday. So anyway, I'll look for your email, and something else I was going to say. Oh, you know, there's nothing so common as unrecognized, unrewarded genius, creativity, and I mean, it happens to all of us. So what might happen is that if we get too many designs, we're going to cut it off. So you know, if you get it in quick, if you get it in and at least get your application in. We want to know how many want to do this, because there's only we can't have 100 or so. Well, I guess we could, but get it in as soon as you can. But your deadline for your final design is going to be this. So send me the email, and I'll send you back the specs and all the other information. So you want to go back to the lights there, Patrick? And any questions you have, let me know that too when you send the email. So end of video.